All right, I told a guy I would look at the Eugenias today. So here, Eugenia roja, this has been going for a while. Look how small it is though. The new growth doesn't look great, kind of woody stem. All right, but then we go in here. I think this is a Zills. No, this is one that came through in a winter near the pond over on Lesseps. Regular Suriname cherry. Nice little flavor, but this may be a little more cold hardy. All right, this, that's not a Eugenia, that's Psidium myrtoides, purple forest guava. Here, Suzanne Patanga. This is from trying to get stuff that's more acclimated. This was taken to one that was never watered, never anything done with it, over on what we call Needle Street. You can see do not sell, because we're trying to acclimate them to New Orleans. This is Cedar Bay cherry, if I know that handwriting right. Well, I don't see any handwriting, but I believe that's from Virginia Fruit Grower or Kevin Jones, one of them. All right, Thomas and Livingston. This is another one. This is from Florida, from this is Dad. This is another one from my plant. This is a black Suriname, putting on some new growth from trade winds. All right, here we go. We got Eugenia speciosa, which is not supposed to be that flavorful. And then these do not look very good. Chapada diamantina. These are nice. This is from Patanga, from Casimir's plants here in New Orleans. We got here, this is from Brazil, from Casey. I believe the more genetics we can have, the better. I'm not sure where the heck this little guy came from. This one is definitely a Zills that was started a while ago, putting on some new growth. Should flower in the next couple of years. Another Zills right here, putting on some new growth. We got all kinds of little guys here that need to be cleaned up. Call this one Katy Red. It's from Marcos. Sweet Red Junin, I believe, from an area called Junin. But look at how, you know, small these are, how fragile they are. It just takes so long. This was started 6/17, and I don't generally feed anything. I may start using a little bit of alchemized compost from Yadia, but other than that, I don't do much. Just let them kind of go. I don't like them to be dependent. If they're dependent on something, it's like a baby born on crack. More Katy Red. This one, I don't know why I put in a pot so big, but this is taking forever. 513, I think that's of 23. Eugenia capora. Here's another one of those, made it through the frost near the pond. Another black Suriname from trade winds originally. Another black Suriname back there. This is, I just think, a seedling from mine. This was labeled Eugenia patrici from trade winds. So maybe somebody can tell me. You see that new growth? I've been told it's not, but you know, was labeled as Eubea. I don't think that's the case. Another frosty pond one. This Eugenia roja is looking a little better here. This I'm excited about. I think this looks pretty good. Eugenia azeda, 513 of 23, I believe. Another speciosa. Here's a Ubijay from Virginia Fruit Grower. I believe it did flower, didn't hold any fruit this year though. Here's a bunch of black cherry of the Rios. I got a bunch of those in little pots. Those originally, I believe, came from Marcos. This is a little seedling, I don't know from where. Here, this guy coming up, the tall one, this is Daisy Blasta. And I'll be curious, I thought about keeping two of these right at my entrance. They're supposed to be good down to 14 degrees. These came from Adam over at Flying Fox. We've got another in the corner, a garnet cherry of the Rio Grande, I believe from Kevin Jones. Another Zills that I started from seed right there. I don't know what the heck this is. I believe this came from Brad Mayu years ago. He didn't know what it was either. It hasn't grown much. This Patanga tuba is flowering, and it looks like holding some fruit for the first time. This is the Topaz. Paid a good chunk of money for this from I believe Virginia fruit grower. This is a Patomba that Lonnie brought back from Texas, and then a cherry of the Rio Grande here that Lonnie brought back from Texas. That garnet actually did flower and fruit for the first time. We've got a Patomba from Virginia fruit grower, a couple of small ones of those babies. Another Eugenia Capora. I'm gonna put this back where it just gets a bunch of shade and see what happens with it there. Some red Groomy Chama, little seedlings. And I guess the other Eugenia I have must be over at the house. We might have some seedlings over here. So yeah, we got to go and clean this up. We got a bunch of these, are just so slow growing. I brought them out in the shade and they seem to be like the shade a little better, but a lot of weeds in there I'll cut out. But that's the Eugenia Raponda, and then the Patanga Small Sweet Black. I believe this is the same one that Brad Mayo was growing, that went all the way through that cold snow and produced a bunch of fruit this year. So I have a bunch of seeds from his. I'm going to start. This is a Daisy Blasta, started on my birthday from seeds from Acheta Domestica over there in Florida. And then I have a number of other Eugenia in the greenhouse that I'll show you in a couple days. In addition, here's a nice little cherry of the Rio Grande, a seed from Brad. But I like to get stuff that's fruited here and take seed from that, and then take seed from that. I believe it gets healthier. This is from a guy who sent it to me for free. Really nice guy named John Marshall sent me a few seeds, a cherry of the Rio Grande. And what else do we have? That's really it out here on the, well, let's go. We got a few over here, but there's seedlings from what I grew. All right, so there's a big old one. I'll start grafting other ones onto that, and I still need to show you the 4 that I got that I grafted up from Kevin Reimer out there, Reimer out there in California. There's one. You know, I've sold a lot of these seedlings too, so a lot of them are gone. There's one. Here's another Patanga. It just, man, it looks like there's some bugs in there eating. Oh, they're enjoying it. Beetles. Hopefully they're pollinating too. But yeah, this is what we've got out here. And so we've also got a bunch of stuff in the greenhouse.